Okay, so we are going live now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. The webinar, the congratulatory event will start in 2 minutes. Thank you for your interest and attention.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, and welcome everyone to this special congratulatory event. My name is Mary Kate Monaghan, and I am the Youth Outreach Consultant working with the United Nations Office for Disarmament Affairs.
And hello everyone, I am Ruth Rodhe, United Nations Office for Disarmament Affairs intern, and your co-host for this special event today.
And it is our pleasure to have you join us here today as we announce and premiere the winners of the hashtag Youth for Disarmament Initiative's What If Spasteria Youth Video Challenge. As a once young playwright, William Shakespeare expressed in arguably his most famous play Hamlet, "We know what we are, but know not what we may be." These words reflect the same virtues as the What If Spasteria Youth Video Challenge, which invited young filmmakers between the ages of 18 to 24 to share their vision of what the world would look like if we spent more money on peace and development and less on arms.
Spesterra has been coined from the Latin words for hope and land, and the initiative was quite appropriately titled a challenge, for it is extremely challenging to think of an idea, film, and then edit these images to portray and communicate a unique and personal account, all in a short 2-minute and 20-second clip. This underlines the talent and creativity of our winning young filmmakers.
With that, it is an honor to welcome the United Nations Under-Secretary General and High Representative for Disarmament Affairs, Ms. Azumi Nakamitsu, to announce the winners. Ms. Nakamitsu, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Her Excellency Ambassador Chan, Deputy Permanent Representative of Costa Rica to the United Nations, Mr. Michael Douglas, of course, United Nations Messenger of Peace, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and dear friends. It is my real pleasure to welcome you all to today's congratulatory event and to announce the winners of the What If Spasteria Youth Video Challenge for their inspiring and imaginative submissions. As we join together today at this side event in the margins of the first committee, we are reminded of the importance of engaging with you, young people, in key intergovernmental discussions underway in the disarmament field. Now, in this regard, the winners will also present their ideas for achieving a world where peace and development are prioritized over military spending in order to secure our common future alongside their winning videos. Looking forward to that. Before I introduce the winners, please allow me to briefly outline why we are here. Now, 2021 marks the first year of the Decade of Action, which aims to assure the ambitious steps to advance the Sustainable Development Goals. As the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development makes clear, there cannot be development without peace and security. Disarmament and arms control are integral to creating these conditions for safer and more sustainable world, both for current and future generations. Of course, fields need to be landmine free before farmers can cultivate them. Neighborhoods need to be safe from gun violence in order for communities to flourish, and runaway spending on weapons systems should be redirected to initiatives that protect populations and also our environment. It is clear that to invest in disarmament and arms control is to invest directly in a peaceful and secure future where sustainable development can flourish. This is why the UN Office for Disarmament Affairs, through its outreach initiative, its #Youth for Disarmament, launched the What If Spasteria Youth Video Challenge on 15th of April, which was World Arts Day. Coined from the Latin word for hope and land, the Spasteria Video Challenge invited young people around the world to share their vision in response to one single question. What do you think the world would look like if more money was spent on peace and development and less on arms? Young filmmakers from around the world, using their creative talents, showcase the vital way in which disarmament can contribute to a safer, more peaceful, and sustainable world for all. Their powerful and also personal submissions reflected the sense of responsibility and passion felt by youth to act as the ultimate force for change. Their entries underscored how art can act as a common language for sharing one's unique perspective with others, engaging us both intellectually and emotionally. There is a quote that states, "Art is not what you see, but what you make others see." Through sharing their visions, our young winners welcome us all to imagine a world without weapons of mass destruction, a world where conventional arms are strictly regulated, and a world where resources are directed to protect people and the planet. Their fresh perspectives and creative contributions help guide us towards Spasteria, inspiring both collaboration and innovation along the way. So now it is my great pleasure to announce the prize winners of the What If Spasteria Youth Video Challenge. The third prize winners are Yuzuki Osaki and Misaki Teramoto from Japan, with their entry, Recovery from Damage. And the second prize winner is Ruth Rodhe from Germany, with her piece entitled Welcome to Bushel. And the first prize winner of the What If Spesterra Youth Video Challenge is Virginia Bertuzzi from Italy, with her submission, In a Time Full of War, Be Peace. My warmest congratulations to the winners, and I really look forward to taking part in viewing of your winning artworks with everyone who has joined us here today. Thank you, and again, congratulations to you all.
Thank you very much, High Representative, for announcing the winners and for your inspiring reflections on the power of art to engage and educate youth on the ways in which disarmament can contribute to establishing a safer, more peaceful world for all. I also want to thank everyone who entered the competition for sharing their visions and for their time and effort in preparing the entries. I also would like to express my deepest thanks to our panel of judges for selecting the winning pieces that we will enjoy today. And finally, I want to thank all those who volunteered after the Youth for Disarmament initiative opened the call in May and translated information on the challenge into 19 languages. Thank you all for contributing to our journey towards Spasteria. It is now my pleasure to premiere the third place prize-winning piece titled Recovery of Damage by filmmakers Misaki Teramoto and Yuzuki Osaki. Please enjoy. I am now joined by both filmmakers, Misaki and Yuzuki. Welcome to you both, and thank you very much for joining us at this late hour in Japan. It's great to have you with us. Misaki, if I could start with you, may I ask what inspired you to enter the What If Spasteria Youth Video Challenge?
Okay, thank you, Mary Kate. I would like to first express my appreciation for this opportunity to present our video and explain the background why I made it. I'm Misaki Teramoto from Osaka University in Japan. For a long time, I've been thinking to use my time as a student to create something, a piece of work which shows my vision or my idea without using language. I usually use image in my mind when I think of something, and for me, it's a better and easier way to use image than to use language. I like nonverbal communication, and I think there are many people in the world like me. So when I heard about this, what is Spasteria, a youth video challenge, I thought I can do it if I work together with Yuzuki, who also believe in the power of nonverbal tools. And the video is meant to remind us we live in nature and we are kept alive by it. Nature can be destroyed quickly with the use of arms, and destroyed nature is not easy to bring back. However, our video does not necessarily mean nature will be satisfied. if armament are eliminated. It's true that arms can destroy nature, but arms can also be used to protect it. So with this concept, we created that video. I do hope our video inspires people around the world, no matter which language they speak and the background they have. And having said that, my recommendations are, first, I remind all people that human beings are only a part of the planet. We should not develop or maintain arms that destroy the natural world and the planet. We all should work together to create a sustainable world. And second, I call upon UN to create a study on the impact of developing or maintaining arms on the environment and report to UN member states. And final, I call upon all UN member states to consider the impact of arms on the environment based on the study and reflect the study's conclusion in their security policy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you for reflecting on the use of animation in your submission, and also for presenting your ideas for how we can use disarmament to help establish a safer and more sustainable world, as you said. Yuzuki, can I also ask you what inspired this submission and what inspired the use of music within the submission?
Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure and great honor to be here today with my friend Misaki and other fellow prize recipients. I'm Yuzuki Osaki, a fourth-year undergraduate student at Osaka Jogakuin University in Japan. There are many people around the world, especially young people, who do not speak English or UN official languages. There are also many people around the world who are not good at or have not been trained to use languages as an effective communication tool. I believe art is a universal communication tool. Music and art can transcend borders, languages, and cultures and educational backgrounds. If we want to involve young people around the world to promote disarmament, languages should not be the only tool we use. I believe complex text or language-based negotiations and discussions are only accessible to people who are lucky enough to have opportunities to learn English or other skills. All others will be left behind, and their voices will not be heard. That's why this video challenge was so important for me. I wanted to show that music and art can make an impact. I'm very much interested in how you felt or what you thought of after you watched our video. I'm especially interested in whether it somehow motivated you, anyone who watched our video, to take any actions. I would very much appreciate your feedback. This is also my graduation project. Please send your feedback on #YouthForDisarmament. To conclude, let me share my recommendations with you. Number one, I call upon all young people to express yourself and to raise your voice by any means which you're good at or that you love. It can be singing, talking, dancing, or performing. Using your best tool with maximize your impact. Number 2, I call upon all people to acknowledge the importance of art as a nonverbal communication tool to tackle international issues, including disarmament. Number 3, I encourage the member states and the UN system to use more art in their endeavors to promote disarmament, to reach young people who do not UN official languages or do not have adequate access to education. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you both for joining us. And as you were saying, it reflects what the High Representative said in the opening remarks, that art does perform this common language that we can all use and speak to engage each other on how disarmament can help contribute to establishing this safer and more sustainable world. So thank you for your comments and for reflecting the virtues of Spasteria. Thank you also for joining us at this late hour. Now it is a great pleasure for me to premiere the second place prize winning piece entitled Welcome to Bucha by Ruth Rodhe. Please enjoy. Now, sadly, Ruth is unable to attend today's event live, but she has shared with us a video message to outline her inspiration for entering the challenge and also her reflections on the use of humour within the piece. It is a great pleasure to present Ruth's video message with you all here today.
Dear distinguished participants, I am very honored to speak to you today, and although I'm sadly not able to be with you live, I am sending my warmest greetings from Geneva. I have been asked to speak to my choice of humor and lighthearted music in my video submissions. I would like to start with an observation. Humanity today is faced by two existential threats: climate catastrophe and nuclear war. These are very heavy issues, and we spend a lot of time writing heavy reports, solemn analyses, and some hopeful commentary as well. To break with this pattern a little, I decided to use humor to illustrate the absurdity of spending on one threat, nuclear war, while failing to spend on solving the environmental crises we're facing and respecting each other and the planet we inhabit. For music, I wanted something that would reflect the rural character of the location of the airbase Büchel, but was upbeat enough to keep viewers engaged and curious about what this strange video is about. Just a few weeks after I made the video, the area around the airbase was affected by a major flood in which over 100 people lost their lives. Climate change makes such catastrophes more frequent and more severe. Thus, in my video, I hope to question if the 7 to 9 billion euros we're going to spend to replace just our fighter jets, just in Germany, only one of many countries that still think security can be achieved through nuclear deterrence, is really such a good investment for collective security. Humor to me is sometimes a necessary element in calling attention to these issues, and also a way to ward off despair. Because we do have reasons for hope, like the youth-led climate movement, or also the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. With an eye to these developments, I formulated the following recommendation. Observing that intransparency is a hallmark of global militarism that threatens democratic structures of governance and trust building between conflict parties, recognizing the crucial role civil society actors play both in the peaceful management of conflict and in calling attention to the threats posed to their societies by arms races, militarism, and corruption. I call on states to be more inclusive of civil society actors, academia, and youth, especially on hard issues of security, to listen to more diverse recommendations of how their foreign and security policies should be structured, and acknowledge security to be a collective issue rather than a matter of military doctrine. Thank you so much for your attention, and I wish you a good rest of the session.
Thank you once again, Ruth, and congratulations on your excellent winning submission. It is now a huge pleasure to premiere the first place prize winning submission, titled In a Time Full of War, Be Peace, by Virginia Bertuzzi. Please enjoy.
In times of trouble, I ask myself, what is peace? Is it just a word in a world full of violence? Is it just a romantic dream that I will chase forever just because I believe in it? And perhaps peace isn't just a world without war. Peace is a world without weapons of mass destruction. Peace is a world in which you don't risk your life when you step out the door. Peace is a world in which every kid can dream. Peace is a world in which education and healthcare are for everyone. Peace doesn't discriminate based on your skin color, religion, or sexual orientation. And I will say this again, peace doesn't discriminate. Peace doesn't have a gender. Peace shouldn't never be taken for granted. Peace is a world in which we have the same opportunities to be who we want to be, without the risk of a nuclear disaster. Peace is a world in which I can be who I want to be. So, in times of crisis and trouble, I ask myself, what if? What if we could invest in the youth and not in the military? What if I could see the other as my brother and not as my enemy? What if we could all find peace in this noisy world? What if?
Wow. I am now joined live by Virginia. Virginia, it's great to have you here with us all today, and congratulations again on your wonderful winning submission. Virginia, I wanted to ask, what were the inspirations behind your submission?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Art is a wonderful tool to connect people, so thank you for this opportunity. The general inspiration behind my video is my idea of the world in which citizens and people are put at the center of policies. And that's also why I was at the center of my creation. And what inspired me to use my voice in the video is that I saw many injustices back as a teenager. And my biggest inspiration back then was to change the world. But I also felt that my voice didn't matter and that politicians had different priorities. We, the youth, were invisible most of the time and still are invisible. So I wanted to use my voice because this time I want to be heard. I want to believe that my voice matters, but more I want to use my voice for those who can't, those who are affected by armed conflicts, by climate change, the invisible ones. I really do believe that my voice, your voice, our voices, they all tell a different story and they all matter. And now more than ever, we have to use our voices for the right cause, the cause of peace. Regarding my recommendations for you, I call upon the Article 2 of the Civil Youth Declaration for Disarmament and Non-Proliferation, which calls for dedicating adequate resources for young people working on disarmament issues. I also encourage the creation of a youth quota that ideally can ensure seats for young people in major international organizations and the UN. Young people and their creativity should be adequately represented. And yeah, that's it. Thank you again so much for this opportunity. It's a real pleasure.
No, thank you. And thank you very much for sharing your vision and for your empowering insight and comments. And congratulations again on your winning submission. Now, I would like to invite my colleague and co-host Sanab to please introduce our speakers for today. Sanab, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mary-Kate, and congratulations to all our winners once again for producing such unique and creative films. Moving on, it's my complete pleasure to invite Her Excellency, Ms. Maritza Chanville-Verde, Ambassador, Permanent Mission of Costa Rica, to address our winners and guests. Ambassador Maritza, thank you for joining us today. The floor is all yours. Sorry, Ambassador, we can't hear you.
Now you can. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are well. And I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the winners of this year's Youth Video Challenge, as well as to all young filmmakers around the world who participated in this year's Youth for Disarmament initiative. I also commend you on UNODA for creating a space for young people to be heard. Your multimedia contributions have served to further impress upon the conscience of the international community what the world would look like if more money was spent on peace and development and less on weapons. This is the mandate contained in Article 26 of the UN Charter, compliance with which Costa Rica has advocated for decades. And thank you for being outspoken about excessive military spending on arms and ammunition and also nuclear weapons. Every dollar spent on weapons is a dollar that is unavailable to meet human security needs. I'm pleased to know that all winners of this year's initiative are young women. Women and girls must be effectively represented at all major WMD and humanitarian disarmament forums. Otherwise, these arenas where critical decisions are made will lack the perspectives of those who often suffer disproportionately harm from the development, use, and trade of weapons. In this year, where we have the largest generation of youth in human history, We have 1.8 billion forces of change, 1.8 billion advocates in this decade of action as the international community aims to deliver on the 2030 Agenda on Sustainable Development. I look forward to further engagement with young people on disarmament and witness the powerful contributions to a more inclusive and peaceful world. You have a seat at my table, and we need your voices to be heard. We advocate for your participation, engagement, leadership in equal footing in all disarmament fora. I thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you so much, Ms. Maritza, for your inspiring and powerful words on how youth can contribute to disarmament in order to establish a safer, peaceful, and more sustainable world, and how art in the form of filmmaking can act as a significant tool in engaging and educating youth. And we celebrate the presence of women at this platform all the time. Now, for the closing remarks of our event, it is my honor to play a video message from the United Nations Messenger of Peace and world-renowned American actor and producer, Michael Douglas.
Excellencies, High Representative Mrs. Zumi Nakamitsu, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to speak with all of you at today's congratulatory event. I want to thank the United Nations Office for Disarmament Affairs for organizing this event and congratulate the winning filmmakers for their remarkable contributions. As some of you may know, 2021 is the International Year of Peace and Trust. The need for establishing and maintaining international peace and security has never been greater. And young people have the power to effect change and contribute to establishing a safer, more secure world for us and future generations. The What If Spasteria Youth Video Challenge aimed to raise awareness of the link between disarmament and development, as set out in the UN Charter, and invited young filmmakers to use their artistic talents to present their vision of a world where more money is spent on peace and less on arms. Unchecked military spending and growing stockpiles of weapons have not brought us closer to peace, and no number of weapons protected populations from the COVID-19 pandemic. To engage, educate, and empower others on the need to invest resources to protect people and the planet, creativity is essential. This is what the winning artworks skillfully do. The videos communicate a universal message of peace and hope, either with beauty or humor. They underscore how our individual efforts can help establish a more peaceful and sustainable world, no matter how big or small. They help point the way to Spesterra, leading us on a journey towards a safer, more secure, and sustainable world for all. Once again, my congratulations to the winners, Virginia, Ruth, Misaki, and Yuzuki, and I thank you all for joining us for today's event. Thank you.
The Youth for Disarmament team would like to thank Michael Douglas for taking time out to shoot this invaluable and motivating message for the youth of today and for the participants and winners for the Youth for Disarmament initiative, What is Spesterra Youth Challenge. And before we end the event today, I would like to inform all attendees about the films or winning entries being present on the Youth for Disarmament website, www.youthfordisarmament.org. Lastly, thank you everyone for joining the What is Spesterra Youth Challenge and for being part of the Congratulatory event today. Once again, congratulations to all our winners, and we hope you carry on your great work forward. Thank you.